In real life, there are children with special abilities who can star in a superhero movie. 20 kids with real superpowers. Number 1. Nong Youhui, night vision. This child can see in the dark and read fluently without any light. From an early age, he intrigued his parents by having light-colored eyes that also glowed in the dark. Specialists determined he had leukoderma, a disorder that occurs when pigment-producing cells are atrophied, causing a part of the body to be lighter than normal. In Nong Youhui's rare case, this condition affects his eyes, which lack the protective layer of pigment they should have, making them more sensitive to light, hence why he sees in the dark. Number 2. Liam Hoekstra, super metabolism. Liam's body is a muscle-building, fat-burning machine, so he stays fit no matter what he eats, even if he doesn't exercise. His parents were surprised that at 6 months, he could climb up and down stairs without help, and by 8 months, he could already do push-ups. After several checkups, the boy was diagnosed with the deficiency in the protein myostatin, which controls excessive muscle growth. So Liam produces much more muscle mass than any ordinary kid and has muscle hypertrophy. Number 3. Xin Xu, super scream. This 4-year-old boy killed 443 chickens in a village in Jiangsu, China, using only his voice. The event occurred when his father, a gas delivery man, arrived at a farm accompanied by the little kid. At that moment, a dog frightened the boy with its barking, and he began to utter screams of terror that scared the chickens in a nearby hen house. The birds trampled each other and were crushed to death. The court ruled that the sound of the child was the only thing that caused the commotion among the chickens, so the father was ordered to pay compensation to the farm owner. Number 4. Aditya Kumar, super elasticity. Aditya Kumar Jangum became famous thanks to his great elasticity. From a very young age, he amazed his parents, who took him not to a doctor but to a contortion coach. By the age of 13, Aditya had already spent a lot of time training his skills and wanted to become a world-famous contortionist. Number 5. Erman Delic, super magnetism. Erman Delic is a human magnet. He's become an online sensation due to his superpower of sticking metal objects to his body. In a video, it's clearly shown that he can stick 3 spoons, 13 coins, and a fork to his back and chest. Upon noticing his ability, his parents took him to several specialists who ruled out health problems. Some attribute his attraction to his sticky skin and others to his body fat. Number 6. Yang Jinlong, super strength. At 7 years old, this Chinese boy was already quite a celebrity. He weighed about 110 pounds when normally, a child that age weighs between 44 and 77 pounds. Plus, he could pull a nearly 2-ton van with a rope tied around his waist, carry his 198-pound father, and lift huge 220-pound bags of cement, all without breaking a sweat. Number 7. Nandana Unnikrishnan, telepathy. Nandana can read her mother's mind. She'd tell her mother the name of the meal she was planning to make and knew in advance where her parents would take her. The results of the experiments to which she was subjected surprised specialists. In one of them, the girl and the mother were put in different rooms, and the mother was given a 6-digit number, which the girl easily wrote down. Then the mother had to read a poem, and Nandana was able to write it without any problem. So this would be a scientifically proven case of telepathy. Number 8. Olivia Farnsworth, immunity to pain. Olivia lacks a part of chromosome 6 and sparked worldwide interest after she was run over and dragged over 65 feet by a car. But far from crying, she went to her terrified parents and asked, "What's wrong?" According to doctors, not tensing up at the moment of impact saved her from suffering fractures. Her chromosomal disorder makes her immune to pain and prevents her from having a sense of danger. She's also rarely hungry and can go up to 72 hours without sleep. Number 9. Ben Underwood, Echolocation. Soon after birth, doctors determined that Ben had retinal cancer, and at the age of 3, both of his eyes had to be removed. After becoming blind, his ears developed the ability to identify objects through sound. Ben clicks his tongue, the sound waves from these clicks bounce off objects and produce an echo with which he could tell what objects they are, how far away they are, and even what materials they're made of. Thanks to this ability, he didn't need a dog or cane and was able to do activities such as running without losing his way, playing basketball, and riding a bike. However, the cancer returned, and Ben died shortly before his 17th birthday. Number 10. Natasha Demkina, X-ray vision. This Russian teenager claims to have X-ray vision, with which she diagnoses people's health problems just by looking at them. She has a large number of patients who are convinced her powers are real. To find out if this was true, doctors recruited 6 volunteers, who each had a different condition. Natasha was handed a card with the diagnosis of each person and the areas where the ailments were located. She had to identify who was who. In the experiment, she only got 4 out of 6 right, so doctors dismissed her powers as real. Still, some people think it's a good score and her powers are true. What do you think? Number 11. Ramses Sanguino, Telepathy. Ramses sparked interest on social media following a video in which he copied numbers written by his mother without him being able to see them. Doctors decided to test his skills and used a random number generator that was shown to the mother, and surprisingly, Ramses was writing them down without seeing them. In total, he managed to write down 38 numbers that were out of his sight, and guessed 16 out of 17 hidden numbers. Number 12. Giuliano Stroe, Super Strength. This Romanian gymnast boy started lifting weights when he was only 2 years old. At age 5, he made it into the Guinness World Records for the fastest ever 33 feet hand walk with a weight ball between his legs. He then managed to beat his own records of 90-degree push-ups, an exercise in which the feet don't touch the ground. Giuliano managed to do 12 at first and then 20 on a Romanian TV show, breaking his own record. Number 13. Hasnaa Muslumani, Crying Crystals. This is the case of a girl who was the protagonist of strange videos where crystals are seen coming out of her eyes as if she were crying. The inhabitants of her village see this as a demonic act, and even the religious authorities have taken an interest in investigating the case. A time later, the father was taken to court and said he inserted crystals into his daughter's eyes. However, some people think he said this because of social pressure, and that the videos of Hasnaa crying are 100% real. Number 14. Luis Esquivel, Calculator Boy. This child genius was in the media spotlight after visiting Steve Harvey's Little Big Shots program. There he began playing a doubling game, starting with 6 and continued until he reached really impressive numbers. He not only doubled, but also powered and squared numbers without a calculator or pen and paper. All this in front of Steve Harvey, who gets confused when announcing the Miss Universe results. Number 15. Bella Devyatkina, Polyglot Girl. This Russian polyglot girl surprised social media after going to a TV show in which she proved to be perfectly fluent in 7 languages: Russian, English, French, Spanish, Arabic, German, and Chinese.
什么颜色？深蓝色。
She held conversations with speakers of said languages with complete fluency. Her great skills are due to her mother putting her in contact with people of different languages at an early age. Number 16. Emma Tablate, Pyrokinesis. The inhabitants of a small town in the Philippines claim that their neighbor Emma, a 3-year-old girl, has the ability of pyrokinesis. Several reports indicate that every time she said fire and mentioned an object, it would ignite. The rumors became so strong that the police cordoned off the house where Emma lived with her parents while they investigated. There, she was visited by the town mayor and told him that something was going to start burning. Indeed, a shirt inside the house started to burn. Emma also predicts which houses in town will catch fire. Number 17. Deepak Jangra, High Voltage Resistance. Deepak Jangra can withstand electrical currents of up to 11,000 volts. His story began when he was fixing a heater and touched a wire without getting burned, which again happened when he fixed a DVD. That's when he realized his superpower. One day he climbed a high-tension tower to touch an 11,000-volt wire. A screaming crowd had gathered under the tower thinking he'd commit suicide. But after seeing him, they began to cheer him on. At age 16, he was already a local celebrity, and now repairs electrical connections with his bare hands. If any of us did the same, we'd be electrocuted to death. Don't try it at home. Number 18. Kajol Khan, friend of snakes. Kajol has several cobras as friends. She plays and even sleeps with them. Her mother says it'll be difficult for her to find a husband if she continues with these habits. Neighbors don't want to pass by her house for fear of being bitten, and the girl has been expelled from school for carrying cobras hidden in her backpack. She's even been bitten on her stomach, cheek, and arms. Number 19. Ryusei Imai, fighting skills. This 10-year-old Japanese boy, who wants to become the next Bruce Lee, rose to fame on social media when a video of him handling the nunchaku, perfectly imitating Bruce Lee's movements, went viral. Ryusei started watching his movies when he was 1 year old and began training at age 4. In addition, he undergoes a strict exercise routine that has given him unusual muscle development for his age. Number 20. Rudolph Ingram, super speed. This is the fastest kid in the world, and has surprised even LeBron James himself, who admits that he's impressive. When he was 7, he managed to run a 100-meter dash in 13.8 seconds, thus breaking the previous record of 14.59 seconds for children his age, a record that belonged to… guess who? Himself! Impressed by so many superpowers? Smash the like button and turn on notifications so YouTube will notify you of a new video. See you next time!